Hi guys, it's Rev with Dirty20 D&D. Here again to show you guys another cocktail. So today we're going to be doing something pretty classic. It's called a Vieux Carre. It's a cocktail that has its origins over in New Orleans, so not far from where we're streaming in Houston. Really good stuff. I highly recommend it if you like old fashions, anything in that general realm, even like a Godfather or something along those lines. This fits that mold, certainly. It's a very boozy drink, so we've got a lot of stuff going into this. We've got cognac, rye whiskey, Benedictine, we've got sweet vermouth, and then two different kinds of bitters. Some recipes call for pimento bitters, some call for Peychaud and Angostura bitters. So I'm going to be doing that kind of combination. Similar recipe to kind of what we were doing with the Vesper Martini before. This one we're going to do as a stir, so we've got some ice on hand, but it's a lot simpler when it comes to the tools. All we need is Hawthorne strainer and a bar spoon. So yeah, why digress? Let's get started. We're going to start off again. Anytime we stir, we want to insert all of our liquids first. So we're going to start with 2 dashes of each bitters. If you're doing the single bitter type pimento bitters, or if you only have one kind of bitters, that's fine, you're good. If you've only got Angostura, great kind of bar basics, just do that. 4 dashes is good, so basically just split it across the board. We're going to start off with the cognac. So for my cognac, I'm going 3/4 of an ounce. Not quite a full ounce here. I think a lot of traditional recipes will call for Hennessy, just because that might be a little bit more common in New Orleans. I really like the flavor that Pierre Ferrand has. I think it's a little bit brighter. It's got some butterscotch notes to it, so that's why I'm using that. Rye whiskey. So for my rye whiskey, it's the same. Again, a super easy cocktail, 3/4 ounces. Might be everything I've got here. Perfect. So Benedictine. Benedictine is not used in a ton of cocktails, but it's really fantastic. It's like chartreuse, not in flavor, but in the fact that it's essentially, it has its origins hundreds of years ago with Benedictine monks who cultivated alcohol through times where it was not legal, and essentially had these grand gardens. All these aromatics, everything that they kind of grew went into this cocktail of a mix, making Benedictine. So Benedictine, it's got some aromatics of anise to it. So if you've ever had Underberg bitters, they're kind of these little paper bag bottles that you can have. A lot of times bars will have them. They're also good digestives. It's got kind of an aromatic to that. It's got some anise to it, but there's also something darker, a little bit of cinnamon and clove to it as well. So for the Benedictine, we are going 2 tablespoons. So we're gonna grab our bar spoon. We're just gonna do 2 spoonfuls of it. Boom. Super easy. We'll go to the sweet vermouth, 3/4 of an ounce. So basically, aside from the bitters and the Benedictine, your rye, your cognac, and your vermouth, all equal parts. This is going to give it, along with the Peychaud bitters, this is going to give it the really bright, iconic red hues to it. So again, we want to add our ice always after. So if we can, let's crack it. Alright, then we get to stirring. Like I said in the previous video, stirring drinks usually take 3 minutes or so. Alright, now that we're done, I don't have any Luxardo cherries with me. That would be your typical garnish for this drink, but since we don't want to be any garnishes, you don't have to worry about cutting yourself like I did with the Vesper. Super easy. Hawthorne strainer, right over the guy like last time. I like to do fat ice in my beverage. It will dilute a lot slower than any kind of broken ice or smaller bits that you might get from your refrigerator, but use whatever you have. So super easy. Pour. If you've got the garnish, garnish it, and you're done. Alright guys, enjoy. Thanks for joining us for this video, and we look forward to having you guys Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central. Cheers.